Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made this Oogie Boogie left hand or right hand. I wanted to show you in two separate videos how I did the Oogie Boogie and how I did the jack. At least I'm pretty sure I filmed the jack side, but I'm going to be taking two Nailzbydev liner gels, and I had already started the set and I wasn't going to record it, and I'm so glad that I did, even though it is recorded kind of literally horribly. I'm so sorry. I had to zoom in a lot because I kept like going in a weird angle, so I apologize for that, but I still wanted to show you guys how I did it. Everything that I'm using will be in the description box down below. So I'm basically just mixing together my colors. I had to get like this really specific type of Oogie Boogie colored green. I needed something very vibrant. I wanted something very vibrant, so I grabbed two Nailzbydev liner gels. I grabbed a neon green one and a yellow, and I don't know the names, but they'll be in the description like I mentioned. And I'm just going to be painting on a French tip nail. It doesn't need to be perfect just because it's going to have designs on top anyways, so I was just trying my best here, and I'm just going to be filling that all in with the liner gel color. It was honestly a little like streaky because this liner gel is very thick but at the same time very sheer. I can't explain it to you. If this was on a clear nail, you would for sure be able to see through it, so thankfully the nude background is there to kind of act as a extra, not like barrier, but I'm not sure how to explain it. But the color still worked for what I needed it for. It's just that it is a little sheer, so it does look a little streaky. So I'm just going in and trying my best to fill in any streakiness. And then I'm going to be doing a French tip on the thumb and on the pinky. I know I haven't uploaded a YouTube video in a while. I've just been working on so much stuff behind the scenes. I am honestly so overwhelmed, but I am so grateful to have the job that I have. I just have not had the time to upload a YouTube video because uploading a YouTube video takes a few hours, so it's just been a little difficult. But that's why I've been doing a lot of short videos, at least just so that you guys have something that you can watch, even if it's just short videos. But I know a lot of you guys do love the long videos, so I am bringing them back. I'm going to set aside Mondays specifically to upload my long videos. So because today's Monday, I was like, you know what, let me start off on a good start and upload this video for you guys. I am also going to be grabbing my 12mm liner brush. This brush is this brush is the longest brush that I have on my website, and it is the one that will help you create thin French tip lines like this one. I also needed to mention, I'm so sorry if you guys hear anything in the background. My two cats are literally wrestling, running around, chasing each other, going crazy. So if you guys hear anything, it's that. But I'm going to be creating this really cool spiderweb French tip nail design. I think I'm also going to be doing another video for this as a short video just because it's such a cool design and I didn't get to film the spider. The spider is literally the coolest part and I didn't get it on film, which is so annoying. Like, I was so mad about that. So I definitely need to show you guys how to do the spider because it's so easy and so cool looking. So yeah, I'm just going in and creating the spider web, just a regular spider web. But when I do these little lines, I like to switch the brush to my shorter 8mm brush because doing the tiny lines with the longer brush, I feel like it's just a little harder for me. So I just go and switch to the shorter brush when I need to do small lines like this. And yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all the support on everything. You guys are just always supporting me and I'm just so grateful for you guys. I know I say this in every video, but I just have to keep reminding you. I am almost sold out of my brush bundle again. I have the bundles, but then I have a few singles left. So yeah, I am almost sold out pretty soon. And I'm just so excited for you guys to tell me what you think about the gel polishes, because I did launch my first ever gel polishes, which has been honestly like the hardest thing I've ever done. It has been so stressful in like every way. I've literally cried literal tears because of things that have gone wrong or things that are just not going right basically. And yeah, so thank you to anyone that supported it, my gel launch, and I'm just so excited to hear what you guys think, and I'm excited for new things that I have coming and everything like that. So I am going to be filling in Oogie Boogie's silhouette. He kind of has like his head like dangling to the side. I don't know how to explain it, but he is like a literal burlap sack, right? So I just needed to kind of portray that. Even though I'm making him neon green, I know his real color is technically like a tan brown or like a light brown. So I am just I did the silhouette, cured that, and then now I'm going to be painting on the details again with my 8mm liner brush, the ultra thin one, and I'm going to be outlining him and then drawing on the details like his eyes and stuff. He has very elongated eyes. I know I've done a few different tutorials here on my channel on how to do Oogie Boogie really in depth, so if you guys need a more in-depth tutorial, I will put it in the description box down below so you guys can watch it, because I did one I think last year or the year before where I showed a bunch of characters in depth on how you can paint them. So yeah, I'll be putting that in the description for you guys. And I'm just going to be using my purrfect black gel polish for this. It is so amazing for doing stuff like this, and it's just really good in general. It's a really good black gel polish. I was very, very, very specific when it came to launching a black gel polish. It could not just be anyone. I have over the years tried so many different brands of black gel polish, and sometimes they're either not black enough, like they're almost like have like a tint of brown or a tint of gray, or like sometimes they're just way too sheer. You need multiple coats. This is like a one coat black gel polish, so I love it so much. And I'm just going to be using this all around for all of the black details that I need to do on this. So I'm also adding some stitching to the mouth here. This is just like stitches that kind of come out from the inside out. And something I noticed is that I always spin my nails around to work on certain details. Thankfully, I don't do nails on customers anymore in person, because it would be way so much more difficult for me if I'm not able to like twist the nails all around. So because I've gotten so used to it, you know, so I definitely give you guys your props to those of you guys that do gel X or acrylics in person and you have to paint like stuff like this and you can't like turn the nails all around. I totally understand that that could be frustrating, because I do that a lot and I didn't even notice until like literally right now. So yeah, now I'm gonna be adding some little, like, I don't know what this is, like, I don't know, just details basically. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm also going to be adding some shading. So for shading, you can just mix together some black gel polish and a little bit of top coat or base coat, and you're going to get a perfect shading color. You just want a tiny dot of black though. You don't want it to be super, super opaque, because if you make it super opaque, it's going to look more like an actual line of color rather than an actual shadow. So I'm just adding shadows where I feel like they would naturally be. So I'm like adding it around his eyes in certain parts, around his mouth where the stitches would go, things like that. You kind of like, when it comes to shading, you can kind of really have fun with it. Like, you don't have to be so specific. Shading just brings the character to life, but you'll get more into it as you continue to shade more often. I just started shading randomly, and honestly, like, I almost never what was I going to say? I almost always do it. Like, I almost always shade now, because it just brings the character to life, like I mentioned. And then you can also start doing like shading and highlighting, which I'm not into highlighting that much, because, you know, I need to get more into that. But shading, I'm barely starting to kind of get more into it, and it's working really great because it makes the character look so cool. So if you want to elevate your characters, definitely I recommend adding shading into the mix of your routine of what you do when you paint characters. So now I'm going to be grabbing my black gel polish again, and I'm going to be outlining the entire character here. The black gel polish is just going to be the background essentially. I could have done the black gel polish first on the whole nail, but the reason why I didn't do that, just in case you're a beginner, is because I needed to put that really bright green on top, right? And remember I mentioned, I'm so sorry you guys about the barking, and remember I mentioned that the neon green is kind of sheer, so the black gel polish would have definitely shown through that green, neon green color, and it would not have been as bright as I wanted it to be. It would have kind of made me do more work in the long run, because I would have had to do either more coats of the green, or I would have had to do white gel underneath the green. So doing the actual green first and then outlining the whole thing with the black for the background definitely works better. Anytime you're using doing a character that requires a really vibrant color, you want to do this. So then I also cured the black gel polish and then grabbed the this really pretty glitter. This is from Nailzbydev. It's just like a black glittery color, and I'm going to be putting that right on top of the black cured background. This is just to make it look really pretty, sparkly, add a little bit of a glitter element. The customer I'm making this for, I believe she loves glitter too, or as she at least likes it, so I knew I wanted to add at least a little bit of glitter into this nail set. And yeah, I really love it. The glitter really made it pop and look so pretty. I love it so much. So After the glitter was all cured, I did kind of do a little bit of an outline on Oogie Boogie. I wanted him to look like he's almost like glowing because you know how he's under that like black light or whatever. So I wanted him to look like he's glowing, and I just went ahead and outlined him with that. Sorry, I said I outlined him with that, but I don't know if I actually mentioned what I outlined him with. It's just like a milky white, and it just gave him that cool glowing effect. I also do this every time I paint zero. But now I grabbed my bunny white gel polish. This is a really perfect white gel polish. I know I've recommended you guys a lot of good ones, so you don't have to buy this one if you already have your favorite. But this one is really amazing. I actually like it more than any of the other ones I've recommended in the past. Not just because it is mine. Not just because of that. I actually love it. I knew that when I launched a white and black gel polish, it needed to be as good or better than any of the ones I have ever recommended you guys, because I would never recommend you guys anything that is less than. This one I like more because all my white, or both my white and my black gel polish, are non-wipe, so you can go directly on top of them for an isolated chrome design, and the chrome sticks to it perfectly because it does have that non-wipe finish. So it's really amazing for any type of chrome. I love it so much for that. And I'm going to be creating the swirl design on this nail. The swirl design is just super cool. It kind of gives like, I don't know, a different type of effect. I was honestly kind of worried that it was going to give like clown circus vibes, but it actually didn't. I feel like it does give Oogie Boogie, which I love, so I was worried about that at first. But I knew I needed to incorporate a black and white nail design because the other hand has Jack and Zero, which is a lot of black and white, and I knew that I wanted this hand to kind of tie in together. I didn't want them to look so completely different from each other as far as the colors, because I already added green to this hand. I knew I wanted it to kind of go, but like not go. You know what I mean? I wanted them to be cohesive, so I needed a black and white nail design like I mentioned, and this swirl actually fit in perfectly. I told you guys I was recording at such a weird angle, so I'm sorry for all the weird angles, and my hand keeps getting in the way. It's honestly so frustrating when I do that. But now I'm going to be painting on lock, shock, and barrel. I have never in my life painted lock, shock, and barrel, so I was absolutely terrified for this part. I'm not going to lie to you, I was like scared because I've never painted a single one of them, let alone all three of them, on a medium length almond nail. If you guys have been watching my channel for a long time, you guys know I usually only paint characters strictly on long nails because I've never been confident enough or ever felt like I could paint on short nails. And now that I've expanded into doing short nails as well, or medium length nails, I guess you can say, I am just so proud of myself because of the fact that I've been able to do it. Like, I've already made a few nail sets this past month on short nails that I would have never been able to do months prior or years prior. So it honestly goes to show that like practice really does just like, I don't know how to explain it, but it really makes a difference. Practice really makes a difference because like I said, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Again, sorry for the angle, but I decided to paint, I don't know which one is which. I love this movie so much and still don't know which one is lock, shock, and which one is barrel. I can't remember, honestly. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but I painted one of them on top and the other two on the bottom that have the longer, skinnier faces on the bottom because it just made more sense. You know what I mean? So I painted the one with the rounder face up top towards the cuticle area where the nail is more rounded, and where it's more almond shaped towards the tip, I did the other two characters so they can fit properly. And I just felt like this was the perfect placement for them because it just worked out. I decided to add some of their details in gray, so this is more like a black and white gray scale type of nail art. And I am outlining it with my same black gel polish, and I added one of the characters like hair with the white, and then I am adding the rest of the details with my black gel polish. These characters are honestly fairly easy to do. I didn't think they were going to be this easy. Like, I thought they were going to be a little more difficult. It's honestly just a lot of different shapes. If you really think about it and break it down, it's just a lot of different shapes. So for example, the hat on this character that I'm painting right now is just like a long triangle. Both of their faces are kind of like elongated, rounded triangles, and then the top character is just a big circle. So it's just a lot of shapes, and you kind of just add details to it as you go along. And I'm just using my same liner brush. I think right now I'm actually using my 9mm liner brush. So I'm using my 9mm to do the eyes and some of the details around the face and stuff. I kind of messed up here on the mouth, and I had to go back and like clean it up. I don't know if I got it on camera or not, but I definitely had to go back and clean up some of those mistakes. And anytime I have to clean up a mistake, I use my new cleanup brush. It's called Slate Up. So like, you know, clean up, but like Slate Up. I don't know. I thought that was a cute name. So that's what it's called, but I like it because it has a really pointy tip, so you can really clean up tiny little areas. I always struggled to find a cleanup brush, or I just never had one because I use really big cleanup brushes most of the time. But I struggled to find one that can fit in tiny nooks and crannies and can really clean up tiny little areas without it smudging the rest of the design. And yeah, that's why I love my cleanup brush. It really does help, and it's like a multi-purpose because it is really good for other things too. In one of my most recent YouTube shorts, I used it to paint some clouds for a Coraline nail set or Coraline nail design. And it's really great for painting clouds and things like that where you need to pick up a little more product and kind of like, I don't know, place it on there in a very specific way. So I love that brush for that as well. And now I'm grabbing my dotting tool and I'm going to be adding details into the eyes. And like putting the eyes into this character really made it, honestly. And then the thing I was scared of the most was for the mouth, but I actually made it very much more simpler than I could have done it because it was just gonna be a little harder, or basically like a little more time consuming, because he has this really wide smile with his teeth showing, and if I would have painted each one of those little teeth outlined by the black gel polish, it would have probably taken me hours. So I actually made it way simpler by creating the teeth first with the black gel polish and my dotting tool. I used the smallest size dotting tool that I had on hand, and I'm just going to be doing each tooth individually, one by one, side by side, and then I'm going to go right over those teeth with white, and it's going to look like the actual teeth are outlined by the black gel polish. This is like an amazing hack. I love it so much, and this helped me create the look that I really wanted to create without me having to do so much work. So you guys will see what I mean here. I just basically went in with the white after I cured the black gel, and this is making the teeth look like they're actually outlined, which saved me so much time, honestly. It took me 2 minutes, whereas it could have taken me like 20 or 40 minutes to do something like that, especially when I'm outlining every single tooth. So sometimes it's really good to have little hacks like this in mind, because this really saved me a lot of time. I grabbed my No Wipe Glossy top coat also from my site, and I am top coating the entire thing. And then once the nail set was finished, this is how it looked. Again, I think I did film the jack side. I'm pretty sure. I hoped I did for you guys. But that's it for this video, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.